GOGI, your GOGI tools, real lessons to live by.
We are recording this to be broadcast on YouTube and also across all of CDCR, permitting all of the GOGI people to take part in our Power Up meetings.
Okay, we've started recording even though we're a little early because we have some special things that's going to happen today. I'm so happy about. GOGI Mom, would you instruct Coach Jeff? He's appearing right there as Jeff's iPhone on our screen. Would you instruct him how to make his image visible so that we can see his face?
Okay, Coach Jeff, nice to meet you. I'm GOGI Mom Carolyn, and depending upon the device that you're on, if you click at the bottom or maybe at the top of your screen, it should show video, and you want to turn that to on. And you're also muted, and if you find something that says mute or unmute, then you can also toggle that. Okay, we can see you. Now all we need, if you can find somewhere it says mute or unmute, if you touch that, then we'll be able to hear you.
So one of the greatest challenges when individuals return to their communities is that we are now pretty much a very digital community, and the learning curve for individuals to learn all this technology is very distressing. It is enormously distressing. It's discouraging. It makes individuals, not anybody here on this call because we have our GOGI tools, but it makes pretty much everybody extremely stressed out and anxious, and you feel like the world has gone on without you, which it has. But really, once you get a hold of how to tap the screen and tap certain things, it is going to be very wonderful to get the kind of support that we're able to now give when we learn that technology. So Jeff, on your phone, if you tap on the screen, at that very bottom left, you might see a little white microphone kind of thing. Let's see if we can get you to tap on that. So Coach James is showing you the screen and he tapped on it. And then up comes that little microphone on that bottom left. See if you can tap on that, toggle on that.
You have to tap your screen kind of low, to kind of tap it down here. And then it's right down there to the left-hand corner.
I see. So that bar disappears, Coach James?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I figured it out. It was set on privacy, and I had to unlock the privacy mode to allow Zoom to access my microphone.
Oh, perfect. See, you figured it out, Coach Jeff. Good job.
As Coach was saying, oh, yeah, he's stressed out. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. And I finally did.
Well, I brought this roll of toilet paper because this is what I use for tissues. I don't buy the fancy Kleenex ones. I just carry these with me. I brought this with me because I just spoke with Coach Jeff, and Coach Jeff has just gotten home and he doesn't know Zoom. In fact, we might be one of his very first Zoom meetings. But the journey that Coach Jeff and I have been on to get him actually to this position is a pretty powerful one. So before we actually start with our meeting, I wanted Coach Jeff to just share, and you know what, if you have your toilet paper out, your tissues, you may need it because Jeff has poured his heart into his GOGI studies, and he has been on quite the journey. So Jeff, if you would get closer to your phone, do you see how big Coach James' head is and my head is? If you get closer, then individuals who are watching this from an 8-foot cell, they're going to be able to see you a little bit better. So whenever we are trying to reach out to our family who are incarcerated, or even our YouTube family, or anybody who wants to join us, we try to get our faces as big to the screen as possible. That applies to you, G. Rep. Ernie. We're seeing you through your steering wheel. Yeah, which is okay. That's all right. Jeff, why don't you just spend the next few minutes talking about your GOGI journey and how you never, ever thought you would be here.
Well, I don't know where to start. I guess you start when I was in Kern Valley, sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Basically wanting to give up, with no hope. And one of the guys came around asking if you wanted to start do a GOGI class. And we all thought it was a funny name, and we were like, oh, what the hell? We didn't have no program really. And I did want something better for my life. I just didn't know what it was at the time. And so I started GOGI. My cellie and I both liked it, so we started taking to it. And then I was in Kern Valley. I did my good time there and was scheduled to leave to go to a quote unquote honor yard, Corcoran or Calipat, that had the tablets in, and they okie doke me to High Desert. And that's I didn't want to go. I already, I had been up there before on the other yard, and now it's going back to B yard, and I had heard bad things about it. I didn't want to go. I see you. Yeah, that's my I go. I tell you, oh no, coach, they okie doke me on. They're sending me a High Desert, and we had just got to know. We just barely were knowing each other, meeting each other in maybe our third meeting, and you looked at me and said, "Good," and I looked at you and I thought you were crazy. I said, "What are you talking about, good?" And well, you said because there's no GOGI up there, and this is your opportunity to become the person you're always supposed to be. And I still didn't believe it, but I sat back and thought about it, and I went, and I ended up getting up there and starting GOGI. And the first group was 5 people out in the snow, and they didn't want to let me start it. We showed them we wanted it. I showed them the certificates. I applied again, and then the captain approved it and let me go and train facilitators the buildings, and it was off and running, and it became the biggest thing up there, and that's where I got my namesake. Everybody started calling me GOGI J. I was been called a lot worse, so that moniker started to become a badge of honor for me. But I still was life without parole, and I just was trying to live the best life possible, and so a lot of things started changing. Laws started changing. People started getting more hope, and it's right when they started letting people go on behavioral overrides, getting 12 points off, and next thing you know, I get a behavioral override, I get 12 points off, and I get medium custody all in one committee. And I thought something was wrong because that much love at committee, right? And so I end up getting sent to Jamestown, which funny enough, and then you were like, good. They got Rogi down there, and which is Rogue GOGI, as Coach Taylor will tell you. And so I went down there and did the same thing. And we got some real GOGI established there, some power up meetings, and it was 2018 at this time, and I decided, the winds changing, and I applied for a commutation of sentence, and on 2018 Christmas Eve, my sentence was commuted from life without the possibility of parole to 20 years to life. And I had an opportunity to go to the board, and I went April 20th this year, got found suitable, and here I am today, a free man. So I owe so much to this woman right here. I love her with all my heart. She believed in me when no one else did. And here I am, a free man, being able to figure out Zoom calls, on you know, so my journey is just begun, you know. My life has started over and ahead, and I really just can't wait to get it started, you know. And I'm GOGI for life from this day forward, and it's not gonna stop. And so that's my journey right there. It's kind of unbelievable, but here I am.
Yeah, and the thing is, Coach Jeff, you may not have seen your potential, but it was always there. And my encouragement is, even in our darkest days, the potential is there within us. What you had, what a lot of people give up on, you had the determination. So when they sent you someplace that had no GOGI, you were willing to just be the solution. When they transferred you then to someplace else that had rogue GOGI, you were willing to be the solution. And now that you're out, you're willing to be the solution. And that's what I would encourage anyone. Life, it takes some strange twists and turns, and it can turn south as quickly as it can turn north. And for Jeff, it turned because within him, he had what it takes. He had the determination. He wanted to make more out of his life. And I've got to say that everybody on this call, GOGI Mom, when she first came to GOGI, wanted more for her life. Coach James, who's relentless with his GOGI, same thing. Stacy, who's been with us in recurring meetings, same thing. Coach Al, who is now a Reverend Al, same thing. Justin, same thing. Every Friday at the mailroom. G-Rep Ernie, the same thing. When we are committed to living a life of service, when we have a purpose for our existence, there is nothing that will stop us. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So welcome, GOGI J. Welcome very much, Coach Jeff. I remember taking a picture with you and the warden when you got your certificate as an official GOGI coach. I remember that very well. And we're happy to have you on the outside because we got a world of hurt out here that we need some help with.
Yep.
GOGI Mom, we're going to run through a very, very short GOGI meeting, and we're going to use the community meeting manual, the standardized format for all of GOGI. We're going to just kind of go through that and let people hear what it's like to run a meeting. And I may butt in and say, what's it like to do a check-in, or what's it like to do this? And what I'd like you to do, all of you show up on the weekly GOGI meetings. This is being recorded because individuals haven't been participating in GOGI meetings on Zoom. So they have lots of questions. So I'm going to be that person who has a question. So let's begin with a very short, this is kind of like a mini meeting. Let's go through what it's like to have a GOGI Power Up meeting. Not how powerful they are. Maybe that's next week. We'll talk about that. But what are the logistics of a Power Up meeting? So GOGI Mom, do you want to assign somebody to open the meeting, or how do you want to do it?
Well, let's see. I think I'll start with start your meeting. And
Okay.
all of this is written down, so it's very easy to follow and to know how to run a meeting. So the GOGI Life Tools are studied worldwide according to the GOGI Life Tool calendar. We unite with others according to this schedule, so no one will feel that they are alone in their effort to make positive decisions. We believe in everyone's ability to benefit from this positive community of individuals united in the GOGI Life Tool calendar. Therefore, we call this Power Up GOGI Boss in My Brain meeting to order, and we join in the tool being studied by students of GOGI everywhere. Stacy, I'd like to do the review of the tools.
You say me?
Yes, Stacy,
Okay.
thank you.
Sorry, yes. Review the tools, Boss of My Brain, belly breathing, 5-second light switch, positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions, claim responsibility, let go, forgive, what if, reality check, and ultimate freedom.
Thank you. Thank you. Coach James, would you like to read the Power Up GOGI purpose?
Yes, thank you, GOGI Mom. The objective of Power Up GOGI meetings is to reinforce the use of GOGI Life Tools and support positive community experiences. We accomplish our objective through the study of the GOGI Life Tools shared in circle groups according to the GOGI Life Tool calendar.
Thank you.
Now,
And
let me butt in for a second. All official GOGI meetings start in this format. This is a free format. It's open and free to anybody. It's a downloadable PDF. So if you have a family member, have them go on our website. They can download the PDF. And it's a printable thing. They can print it out, or you can get these books. In fact, for as long as we have donors, we send these books out for free. So the meeting format is the same every time. So if somebody's not following the meeting format, make sure you get them this new meeting format, which is about 3 years old now, but some people still aren't quite on board yet. So this is a free format. It's available to anybody, anywhere, at any time. And Coach Al, would you mind telling me a little bit about how you, when you came home, you took it where and how did it go?
Hello, everybody, and yeah, real quick, Jeff, I just want to welcome you, man, and just congratulate you. You do have a purpose, and GOGI has actually helped my life tremendously. I shared this before. When I went to board, you know, there was a when I went to the parole board in 2020, there was a letter in there from Coach Taylor. They asked me about GOGI. I shared with them Boss of My Brain. And at the end of my hearing, they said, NA, they know all that, but they cannot explain their thought process when they're asked. You know, with the GOGI tools, with the Boss of My Brain, I was able to explain, to share with them my thought process within a few minutes. And they said that I was granted right there. Congratulations. With me, I came out in 2020, in October 2020, and I started working at Homeboy Industries. And they did have AA, they did have NA there, they had CGA there, but they didn't have any positive decision making tools. They didn't have any tools that helped them with their self awareness. Just with the Boss of My Brain tool, it's a self-awareness. You use Boss of My Brain every single day. In my decision making, am I using the smart part of my brain? Am I using the emotional part or old habit part? But anyways, so I was able to get GOGI at Homeboy Industries. So now Coach Taylor came. We did a presentation on GOGI. Coach Johnny, Coach Ernie, also came and shared. It's one of the industries. They have Power Up meetings, and that classroom is always filled to the rim of people. So that was one of the ways I was able to help our community out here with GOGI.
And the point is that format is usable for anyone. In fact, anybody who's currently incarcerated, you can have Power Up meetings with your cellie. You can have it in your day room. You might not always get a credit for it. You might not earn a certificate, but these meetings are your tools. They're your reminder. They're your check-in. They're your practice. And the more you practice, the more perfect you get with the use of the tools, which you need, as all of us can attest to. So thank you, GOGI Mom, for the introduction and the review of the tools. What's our next step?
Well, generally when we have a Power Up meeting, then we have a group check-in. And we ask each group member if they'd like to check in and share a positive thing that happened during that week.
Well, let's do that. What about you, GOGI Mom?
Oh, me? Well, I'll tell you what positive happened to me this week. I'm on this Zoom for the second Zoom in the week. That's very positive.
Great. For me, the most wonderful thing in this week was a few hours ago when Coach Jeff called, and that just made my day, really made my day. 20 years I've been at this GOGI thing, 20 years I volunteered. And for many, many years, it was never possible. The fruits of my labor, I'm now seeing the harvest, which is so extraordinary. So today's phone call was the best thing that happened to me all week. Coach James?
Yeah, hi everybody. My name's Coach James. Jeff, welcome home. We hope that you'll share in this space with us, and you're welcome. You know, I got really emotional when you were sharing your story. Your story is my story, you know, and so it relates. Just be ready. It's gonna be more than you ever imagined. You know, it's the GOGI tool. What if? And in play, like go dream big, and you can achieve whatever you want. You know, I've been watching it. I've been watching other people, these other guys on the screen, and so welcome home. But as far as my check-in, what's going good is just being able to share in this space, being able to talk to you. But you know, any of you that find yourself in a situation where you're incarcerated, you may be searching for something, pick up a GOGI book, ask somebody. You know, within 4 to 5 years of people being introduced to this program time and time and time again, we've been watching coaches parole, and the magic number for the coaches on paroling right now is 0% recidivism, and you know, they're simply not going back. And we're out here, we're in there, like wherever you're at, like you're never alone when you're on calendar. And I believe in GOGI wholeheartedly.
Justin, what about you? Check in, Justin.
Yeah, well, I want to welcome Jeff home too, like everybody else, man. Great to hear LWAP get out like that. That's awesome. My positive is tomorrow, Friday, it's the best day of my week, getting to go to the mailroom and work and send material to people like Jeff who want to get out also. And Monday through Thursday, I work a hard job. It's very physically demanding. And so I can't wait till my day is over Thursday, and I just look forward to having a good day in the GOGI mailroom. And it's just a blessing to be there around the other lifers and knowing that we're sending hope in to them, that our stories make a difference. And that's all it takes, just being able to have that positive influence and encourage others. That's my positive.
Coach Al?
The positive thing for me this week is Tuesday night. I now am a life coach for ARC Heart Team, and I go into the prisons. As I was facilitating CGA, we were talking about OCP, you know, the obsession, compulsion, progression. But I was able to talk to them to institute a GOGI tool, you know, to them about making positive decisions, you know, when in OCP is when we're obsessing on a thought, you know, and changing that thought to a positive, you know, to a positive thought. So I got to, bring GOGI into the conversation on how to address that obsession, you know, switching our negative thoughts to positive thoughts. So that was like, and seeing the light bulbs go off seeing the light bulbs go off in that class was like, man, it was just so rewarding. So I'm flying high on that.
Beautiful. Jeff, what about a good thing for you?
Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, well, besides, walking out the gates as a free man, I mean, that's the obvious thing. Well, today I went on a little adventure. One of my sponsors here that's helping me out through the COSA program took me and we had our initial interview, and and they're helping me get my birth certificate. And it's been a challenge, and I need that for everything. And so it's a hold up. And so they actually tried to get it for me when I was inside. I tried as well. And throughout our meeting, we were actually calling and we were put on hold. And as like 20 something people behind, they said, "Oh, you're 25th or something like that. Be on hold." And we're getting done with our meeting, and I still had it on speakerphone. And right as I was getting ready to leave, a lady answered and goes, "Hey, how can I help you?" And I was like, "Oh, well, this is Jeffrey Ward. I'm looking for my birth certificate." And she goes, "Your name and all your info." And just so happened, she goes, "Oh, well, I have it right here on my desk." It was like one of them serendipitous moments. And I was able to give them the address to my sponsor's location. So they're sending my birth certificate there. And something that I thought was going to be a very big challenge and take weeks potentially, it's only going to take about 5 days, and it's going to be here, and I can get the ball rolling for my license and all the other stuff, job, bank account. And so I was really happy. And then I walked through the mall like a lost puppy dog for a while and came back. But I was that was a very happy thing, because just that little thing was stressing me out big time.
Sure. Thank you. Stacy?
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, a couple positives. Yeah, like a few of you, one of my positives is being here tonight. I did have some concerns about, you know, being recorded and me putting my face out there, but well, first of all, GOGI Mom Kid talked me into just about anything, and the video link of Coach Taylor also kind of clinched it for me to be here. So I'm still really nervous, so I'm, you know, belly breathing and using the tools, keeping my camera on. And so it's good. I'm glad that I'm here. And another positive thing that's been developing is some of you know that I did attempt to start a GOGI group at the Clean and Sober building that I manage, and I was told by management under no circumstances am I to continue or I'm immediately fired, because I am not allowed to do that. So of course, on my own individually, I talk about it when people come in, but we have a new resident services advisor who does not work for IPM, and that's kind of his job to do things like that. So I think we may be able to develop another GOGI meeting there soon. It's a shame that, you know, we couldn't pick it up with Boss of My Brain this week, but he's new. So anyway, so that's a positive thing. So, thank you.
I love it. And I want to commend you for being able to share your beautiful face and that wonderful, gentle energy you have on screen. And I want to encourage anybody who watches this meeting as it airs on YouTube and as it's shared, I would like you to just take a moment to send a lot of love Stacy's way. Stacy deserves to be heard. She needs to be heard, and she needs to be supported in ways that allows her to feel confident in sharing her message. So if you could just take a moment and send Stacy some well wishes energetically, that would be really wonderful. Stacy, you've got a whole family of people who support every step along the way as you evolve into the woman that you've always been meant to be, and the generosity of your heart that you have developed with us that we see in you. So I want you to feel confident to know that many, many other people see that and they're supporting you in that growth.
Thank you, Coach Taylor. That was very kind.
So we have maybe only 5 or 6 more minutes. Let's go through the other steps in the meeting. What would be the next step, GOGI Mom?
Well, the next step each week, then it will have a tool reading. So this week would be Boss of Our Brain, and it gives us our objective, our statement of ownership, and our keywords.
We aren't going to do that this week, but what I would like James to know, James to share, is why do we have a calendar, and how many times a year do we do Boss of My Brain? How does it look like? What's a Boss of My Brain meeting and when do we have it? Can you just explain that? And because this may not air on a Boss of My Brain week, but I want people to know why we have a calendar and how they can find that information as to what tool is it this week. Can you explain, Coach James?
Yeah, hi. So we study the GOGI tool Boss of My Brain the first week of January, April, July, and October. And that furthermore, the Boss of My Brain, all of January is the tool of the month. Not to overcomplicate it off the top, but the reason that we're on calendar is that so that when you attend a Power Up meeting, when you wake up on Monday morning, you know, Monday morning it's Boss of My Brain, and everybody that's GOGI is doing Boss of My Brain. And so that, in a nutshell, is the importance of the calendar.
So the first week of January, so 4 times a year, we're going to unite as a community and we're going to study that tool. Is that similar with all the other tools as we go through each week?
Yes, all the other tools, and so that it cycles through. So every 15 weeks, we're covering all the tools, and then we're starting over. And you know, sometimes somebody will say, "Oh, I already know Boss of My Brain." When Boss of My Brain comes around again, there'll be something else that will, you know, if you're in that space when you're thinking about that, you know, the thing I like most about GOGI, it's almost when you're on calendar, it's a working relapse prevention, because you have the tool of the week, which is Boss of My Brain. You have the tool of the month, and then you pick the tool that's applicable for the situation. So, and we have Boss of My Brain, like Stacy said, a lot of belly breathing. And then we talked about what if, about Jeff and his goals for the future, right? Those are 3 strong, sturdy coping mechanisms that actually can really get you into a positive space.
Beautiful. GOGI Mom, we only have a few more minutes. What would be the next step if this were to be a traditional Power Up meeting?
Okay, then after all those readings, then there is an opportunity to have some activities. And in the book and in the PDF, and by the way, if anybody needs a PDF, they can email to us and we can email that to them.
Yeah, family members can email, go to our website, email us, we'll send it out.
Right. And then so you can do an activity and everybody gets an opportunity to give their ideas of how they could use Boss of their Brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, then we go and we ask everybody what their weekly statement of intention is.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we go into our GOGI Pledge of Service, which is said at the end of every Power Up.
So we're going to do that, but before we close, and GOGI Mom, you said keep it at 40 minutes. We're at 39 minutes and 25 seconds. Aren't you proud of us?
We're doing good. We can go to 45 if we need to.
Okay, let's just give everybody who's watching this a message of inspiration. I'll go first. You are so much more than you can possibly imagine. And in your darkest days, there's still a flame within you. And the GOGI Life Tools allows you to lift that flame and raise it for the world to see. That's my message for you. Coach James, what's your message for the world?
If you're watching this right now, pick up the GOGI tools and your life will change. I wish you success in all you do, and freedom is real.
Justin?
Yeah, don't ever give up. If you're hopeless, hope is there. You just got to reach out and pick it up. People are here. They want to help you and support you. And we love you, and just stay positive and stay on track. You're coming home too.
Coach Al?
I want to give this big old sermon and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. You know, you know, being positive choice, you know, so make that choice and stay positive in all things that you do. look at them in a good light.
Gogi J.
Yes. Well, my message would be anything's possible. Nothing is impossible. We are all creators, and like my fellow GOGI coaches has said, with GOGI, we get to make good choices, and each and every one of our choices is literally creating our future. And I created a horrible reality, and with my positive choices, I created freedom, and you can do it too.
Cool. Stacy.
Okay, I guess I just want to say, and I use GOGI a lot, and I tell everybody about it, and GOGI is for everybody, and you can use it for any situation. So that's what I want to say.
GOGI Mom.
Wow. Everybody has said it so eloquently. I want to say that I got the title of GOGI Mom Carolyn because Coach Taylor asked me if I would like to call myself that. And Coach James is my son, who I never thought would get out. He was a lifer. And there he is on the Zoom. And Jeff, I want to welcome you home. I know the other people pretty well now from our Tuesday night GOGI Lifers group. Our group is called GOGI Lifers because it's better to be a GOGI lifer than to be an incorporated lifer. So there you go, not so eloquently.
Beautiful. Coach Jeff, will you lead us in the pledge, and then we will sign out, wave goodbye to everybody. And then Jeff, you'll call me tomorrow, right? I want an update on how things are going.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. After me, may our commitment.
May our commitment
Study GOGI.
To the
to
study
the
of
study of
GOGI,
GOGI grant us the joy
Giving and receiving,
of
Of
giving
giving and receiving,
so that our inner freedom
so that
the
our
inner freedom
may be a maximum service
may be of maximum service
Service.
to those we love
to those we
those we
Those we
love,
love.
and infinite others.
infinite others.
And others.
All right, wave goodbye, everyone. Join us on our next GOGI Power Up meeting.
GOGI for life.
GOGI for life.
Bye.
G-O-G, GOGI told me this, I gotta do it. G-O-G, G-O-G, GOGI told me this, I gotta do it.